Hi students, I just wanted to talk to you for a few minutes here about your first major assignment and how it connects to the rest of the coursework you're doing. So you have these other assignments every week like quizzes and discussion posts, but then you also have these 4 major assignments, goal setting, test taking, note taking, and using feedback. And so the first one that you'll be dealing with is goal setting. And you'll notice really it kind of first pops up here in week 2, and it just says to read over the assignment, not to actually complete it, but just to read it. And it's not until, so that isn't due the 7th, just reading it is due the 7th. And then you want to have it done really by the 21st of September. So I wanted to get in here and give you an idea of how goal setting connects to all the other things in here, because some of it may be very obvious to you, especially in the chapter on goal setting, but then there are other chapters that it may not be as obvious in. So for instance, if we go and actually look at the assignment here, and there are a few ways to get to this. You can get to it in the menu by clicking on assignments, or you can go into the individual weeks and go that way. But here's your actual assignment and the chapters that are covered as you're getting ready to complete it. But you have 2 parts to this. One is where you create a journal entry where you answer 6 questions posed in Skip Downing's Wise Choice process. And Skip Downing is just an educator who specializes in student success, and he's come up with this Wise Choice process and these 6 questions. So these are the 6, and by a journal entry that just means it doesn't have to take any particular form. It can be written in, personal I narrative, where you're just writing number 1 and then you answer using I. So what is my present situation? So identifying a problem or difficulty in your life and determining what that problem or difficulty is. And note that it says not whose fault is it. So not determining, oh, it's my boss's fault, or it's my parents' fault, or it's my teacher's fault, but what is the actual problem regardless of who is at fault for creating that problem. And then 2, how would I like my situation to be? So outlining what you would like ideally. How would things in your ideal world be different from this situation? Number 3, what are your possible choices? So if you're looking at different options to getting your situation the way you want it to be, what are those choices? I would say try to at least come up with 2, 3 is probably even better, thinking about just different ways, regardless of whether you like them or not, that you can make your ideal situation materialize. Number 4, what is the likely outcome of each possible choice? So is it really likely to turn out the way you want it to? Are there kind of side issues that might happen if you do get it to turn out the way you want? Which choices will I commit to doing? So knowing yourself, being reasonable, being realistic, is this doable? If I say that I want to, lose weight, and I say I'm going to exercise 7 days a week for an hour a day, is that realistic? Is that something that can happen? And number 6, when and how will I assess my plan? So when will I know if I've actually solved the situation or the problem, when my goal has been met? What will things look like? So that's the 6 questions. And again, this can be, related to academic goals, but they can also be personal career goals. So they can be about, changing jobs, or they can be about lifestyle changes that you want. And you can also include, you can copy and paste to make this because this is digital and this is being submitted through Blackboard. You can, use clip art or actual images, drawings, quotes, things to enhance your reflection. And then on a separate page, you want to assess what you've learned through this wise choice process. So, did you learn anything about yourself? Did anything surprise you as you went through the process of actually writing this out and thinking about it? And finally, it just talks about how you want the format of this paper to be an MLA format. So there's an example posted there, and then the grading rubric is as followed. Really, I'm looking at the content there. So do you use the readings? Can I tell that you have articulated SMART goals, that you use the term short and long-term goals, you have an effective strategy, you use specific details, and then the grammar is just basic grammar and mechanics being evaluated there. And finally, it shows you how to upload the file to Blackboard for grading. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. Like I said, Chapter 1, starting strong, Chapter 2, setting goals, and even Chapter 12 are pretty closely related to setting goals and what that means to you. Chapter 3, the learning styles chapters, where you learn, what kind of, whether you're a visual learner, auditory learner, things like that, that might come into play if you're talking about your academic goals and how you might revise the situation. Let's say that you're finding that you're kind of daydreaming a lot in one of your classes or falling asleep, and you realize, you're having a hard time following the instructor. Well, how might your learning style, how might you be able to tailor your notes or your studying of that particular content to make that more engaging for you? So that's one way in which Chapter 3 might be applied to this assignment. But again, if you're having questions, please feel free to reach out, which is so important in an online class, because I don't know if things are going well or poorly for you. I can't see your faces, but I'm always there to help, so just please reach out, like I said. All right, thank you.